ask you a question. Are you in a place where you might want to be building a business that's built from a place of prosperity versus scarcity? Were you able to tap into hidden opportunities to be able to understand and unlock an avalanche of hidden opportunities lying at your feet? Well, if that's the case, you are going to love our guest expert that's with us as part of the 300 episodes, 30-year series that we're celebrating today with clients, with friends, with mentors, celebrating this journey that I've had in business, and recognize you're just one breakthrough away. Our guest expert, his name is Joshua Shafran. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's a media expert. He's a business and marketing innovator, a strategist. He's been nicknamed by other experts as the $50 million man, and sometimes even the reclusive millionaire, as well as a multiple best-selling author of The Profit, Income for Life, co-author. I won't say who the other author was, but you might be able to guess, the Work at Home Manifesto, as well as this product that changed the industry, quite frankly, called Net Profits on Demand. And he can help you find and unlock an avalanche of hidden opportunities and talents lying at your feet. Why do I know this? He's someone who helped do that for me. We've known each other for almost 20 years, Joshua, I believe.
Yeah, damn close now.
An amazing journey, and both from our family side of things as well as the business side of things. And I'm incredibly grateful to have you with us and celebrating this journey today. So I want to dive right into it because we made a commitment. We're going to pack a lot of wisdom in about 10 minutes.
Geez, with that introduction, we don't have time for anything else, Dan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that killed 7 minutes right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we got.
I appreciate you bragging on me because I hate doing that for myself, but thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you say? I mean, you've worked, the better part of several decades at this, and we've collaborated on a lot of stuff over the years. But what do you see are some of the biggest mistakes, Joshua, getting in the way of most people's success in business or even personal development right now?
Well, it depends on where they're at in the journey. I think probably like if they're looking specifically for building success online, I think it's probably being overwhelmed, listening to too much noise, having all the voices in your head and not having a clear, cohesive working plan for how does this work for me? Like if you can get past all the illegitimate stuff out there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's millions of amazing, great things that are innovations that are truly legitimate, awesome things, applications, software, SaaS products, the technology, and then different methods of marketing and so on and so forth. What I'm talking about is having a cohesive game plan that's personalized to the individual, the entrepreneur's vision for what they're looking to create, and then blocking out anything that doesn't support that vision. And I think that's probably the biggest issue that I see. And frankly, it's something that I still have to struggle with personally myself.
I mean, it is a struggle, right? I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many mixed messages, right? You got one expert saying this, go left. You got another expert saying, no, don't go left, go right. And so, the voices are from a lot of these experts who, again, as you said, are legitimate, but they differ in methodology. And this is really important. If you're struggling with, overwhelm, burnout, like dealing with these mixed messages, pay close attention to what Joshua shared with you here about tuning into the key question, which is, how does this work for me? Meaning you, as you're watching or listening, right now. Now, Joshua, again, I'm going to jump around just a little bit here, partially because of the time factor. But again, you've been doing this for several decades. Do you give me some people a lot of context? You've had ups, you've had downs, you've had a lot more ups than downs. But why are you?
I wouldn't say a lot more ups than downs. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like the overall results outweigh the failures, but the failures outnumber the successes by far.
Yeah. And, you know, some of the, you know, we've talked about this over and over, right? For every one winner, there'll be like 6, 7 losers, right? And a lot of people don't have the stamina mentally, emotionally to deal with that. And like, that's part of, you know, journey of, you know, decades of experience and work, and still being able to play the game and enjoy it and love it and still be able to help people. So why are you doing what you're doing today?
Well, it comes back to what we were talking about earlier, is getting real clear on my stupid human trick and
Mm.
what it is that I want to contribute and make an impact on the world with. And when I stay centered there, my decision-making process is real simple. When I get distracted and think about all the different things that I could be doing, then I start, doom, 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 doom. And like, good news, bad news with me is that I believe that I can learn anything, do anything, and I can create figure it out. But that doesn't mean that it's to be done, by me. And so when I've gotten real clear and stay in touch with what my stupid human trick is and what I want to do in the world, which for me is empowering others and empowering myself to boldly mold an unprecedented bigger future on their terms, according to what they determine that to look like for them. And unprecedented is a key word there because it's never before been reached, at least by them or in the way that they want to do it. And I'm not interested in regurgitating the same old shit that everybody else has done. I want to empower people to, live boldly so that they can leave a trail behind them of the different, that other people will point to as proof and evidence that it'll work, but they, forge their own path, so to speak. And when I stay centered there, life's good.
Yeah, and speaking of being centered there, right, and really focusing on that stupid human trick, right? What do you see right now? I mean, you're very prolific at what you do, right? And you help people get a lot of momentum with what they do. Like, what are 1 to 3 strategies that you see working right now that people would be well served to be focusing on those 1, 2, or 3 strategies? What are they, and how would you
Start
describe
with
them?
process goals first. Not outcome oriented goals. And what I mean by that is get a little bit of momentum under your belt first. And I'm my working title for this concept is the law of momentuming. And, by focusing in, I think that we get bogged down in the details when we think it has to look a certain way. We want a certain outcome. And so then we start second guessing ourselves and we get zero momentum as a result of that. And so what a process goal means to me is to, number one, focus in on the activities that you want to do and celebrate the fact that you honored your word and that you got some forward motion and that you don't give a crap about what it looks like and what the outcomes are superfluous. I used to call this give yourself permission to fail. Now it's the process oriented goals, because as soon as you can get over that outcome having to look a certain way, then you're freed up to start to create momentum, and you'll find that it actually can build on itself rather rapidly. So that's one particular method that I highly recommend everybody, if you're not in momentum, if you're in inertia right now and you're looking to overcome that is at least for me and the people that I've shared this with, the easiest way to create momentum for yourself and get that breathing room. And remember, it's just like the law of compounding, right? Penny a day, doubled it every day, 100% compounding for 30 days, it turns into $5 million in that doubling cube, right? But the secret is that if you stop doubling it when it feels like it's not doing anything, like on days 1 through 14, when by day 14 you're only making like I think $1.68 in that process, and you're saying, well, this isn't working, you never get to day 30 if you don't allow the process, the compounding to continue. It's the same thing with gaining momentum towards anything that you're looking to accomplish.
Yeah, and that works in, it works in business, that works in health, it works in, with kids, it works with adults and everywhere in between. I'm experiencing that, law of momentum concept with my son Kyler. You know that he plays football, and we're in
Yeah.
now his third year. And during the week, there's a lot of the practice time and a lot of the grinding it, so to speak, and the process work, right? Working on the repetitions, working on details, working on footwork, working on arm angles, working on escapability, et cetera, right? The process. Right. And then once a week you have the game, and, you get some outcomes from the game, right? And it just so happens that his outcomes are also matching up. But when you put the work into the process, the outcomes many times, the byproduct of it is you get results, right?
Yeah, it's the sum total of your process going in, for sure.
Absolutely. What else? What's another strategy, John? Not to undermine that one, of course. What would be one other strategy?
What I recommend is a process of legitimize, personalize, and capitalize. And so when you're evaluating anything that you're looking to build, either, this could apply to any subject in life that you're looking to create a successful outcome that you're not living right now. First of all, legitimize all the illegitimate or all the options out there. In other words, get rid of 95% of the options that are clearly BS, that just have no business even being considered, period. Not for you. And then the second step is personalize it. So you sift out the illegitimate stuff. And especially in the online world, that's going to, eliminate probably 95% plus of the noise that is distracting you, that you're wondering, what you're spending time on. Then if you personalize it according to what you're looking to accomplish, according to your strengths, your weaknesses, your current situation, because it changes, like what you're looking to accomplish right now might be different than what you're looking to accomplish in 3 or 4 years from now, or whatever. And then start to leverage it. And there's always the core concepts. Like in an online business, there's only 3 things in leveraging it that you have to know about, which is, traffic, your marketing system, and which includes your website and the technical stuff involved there, and the optimization sides of it, like making that better. So the communicate, it comes down to some very core, systematic, fundamental benefits and systems. And if you can isolate what those are and stay focused there, and then everything that you're filtering through that, if it doesn't support your personalized, legitimize, and capitalize, plan, then you can say thanks, but no thanks. I'm gonna, maybe later list. Like that's not awesome, but I'm gonna put that on the maybe later pile that I can get back to, so that I don't feel like I'm missing out and I don't have FOMO.
Yeah, that's so good. As you're listening or watching right now, again, if you hit a wall, are you struggling with burnout? Are you feeling a sense of, like, oh my gosh, like I'm missing out, or I'm overwhelmed, or I just, I don't know which way to turn? What would happen for you if, number one, you focused on your stupid human trick? Number two, what if you focused on the process goal versus the outcome goal and realize they come together? Number three, what would happen if you follow Joshua's advice about legitimize, personalize, capitalize? Get rid of the stuff that doesn't fit. Sift it out, sift and sort it quickly. Then focus on your system to be able to leverage the traffic, the marketing system, and the optimization. Now, there's a lot there to unpack. Now, we're just scratching the surface, Joshua, and for the sake of this time together. And by the way, if you're listening or watching right now, you can come back to the full segment of this episode at growthtofreedom.com/300. You never want to miss an episode. You can go to growthtofreedom.com/subscribe. That's growthtofreedom.com/subscribe. But if someone is interest is peaked to going, man, I like the way this guy thinks about things and simplifies things and help me get out of burnout and overwhelm, how can they reach you? Where can they go to learn more about what you're up to, brother?
Well, thanks for that, teeing that up for me. I appreciate the opportunity. They can go visit me at prosperityondemand.com. And there's some really cool stuff that I'm working on there. And it's just one of the other, about a bazillion business models that I've been building. But that one is very, very, very near and dear to my heart. And it combines prosperity consciousness with in the trenches, real world, like how do you make some business building stuff happen in the online world?
So I want to encourage you, go to Prosperity on Demand to be able to learn how to build a business through prosperity, right? To be able to find out how to tap into, working on process goals, to be able to use the law of momentum in your favor, to be able to legitimize, personalize, and capitalize, and as importantly, simplify the process of traffic, your marketing system.
I learned that from you, by the way.
Optimization. Yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate. Now I'm curious, like, a theme of this episode, or of the series of these episodes with, 13, 14 different experts, Joshua, that are sharing their wisdom in this format. It's about one breakthrough away, right? And I know both of us subscribe to mentors and having coaches regularly and, being part of these different things. Who's a mentor or advisor that has inspired you, or maybe a favorite mentor or coach that you've had that you'd like to shout out?
Well, other than the obvious, which is my brother from another mother sitting right above me, at least in my view, you, I've treasured the time that we've been friends, and more importantly, that we've had the opportunity to collaborate together and learn together and grow together. So for me, it's as much as part of, like I'm, as you can tell from the books behind me and the programs, and, I've invested well over, 7 figures in my education and mentoring and learning. But for me, some of the most meaningful, impactful things are the people that I get to work with in depth. And by far, and this isn't me blowing smoke, by far the most memorable collaboration that I've ever had with anybody has been with you. And that's been awesome. So I miss that, by the way, brother.
I feel the same way, brother. And I have been sharing their story a lot lately. You remember our visit together when you flew into the Hilton?
I do.
And
very much.
You had I think I can talk about this publicly. Yeah.
Go ahead.
The 2 Comma Club. So Joshua is actually the founder and creator of the 2 Comma Club. And I can get into more of it later at another time, or if you want to email us and we can give you more of the backstory behind it. But he was the founder and creator of the 2 Comma Club. He had this amazing newsletter of insights and wisdom. And I wanted a recurring passive revenue model, only I really didn't want to do the work to write it. And he had like 20, 25 editions pre-written and pre-done. And when I read these things, I was like, well, if I were going to write something, I'd want it to be that damn good. So he ended up flying in, and we had distribution. We had a client base, and we came together. We sat in the Hilton, and you know how you get in relationship with people and you have ideas, and then you have to go through all the legal bullshit that ends up taking months and months. And then you finally implement like 9 years later. If you've ever been through that, you know what I'm talking about. Well, we came together into the Hilton in the morning. We talked about the idea. We loved the idea. And then we started building the idea, and we built the idea, and we launched the idea in the Hilton, and we had a few customers buy the idea like that afternoon. And that chemistry carried forward to some amazing things.
It's kind of funny. I went in with one mission, not to get off track, but I went in with one mission, which was to look for how you could support me in my vision, which you did. But I left and shifted everything to support you and to build something even bigger together with you. And I'm so glad I did.
It was amazing for both of us. And, we ended up having over you probably know the more exact numbers, but I think it was somewhere over 5,000 paid subscribers on the 2 Comma Club monthly newsletter, which was an amazing business all by itself. And then we built some other businesses that grew, phenomenally. So I'm incredibly grateful, brother, for the time.
Likewise, man. Thank you for including me in your favorite people episodes, man.
Absolutely. What's 1 or 2 action steps you hope someone would take from this quick conversation we had today?
Sort your email and get rid of the other stuff that, unsubscribe to anything, even if it's in the maybe later pile, put it in the maybe later pile, and then give yourself permission to unsubscribe so that you can clear out your head space, and give yourself permission to personalize it so that you can, just because something's awesome doesn't mean it's awesome for you. And, you got to decide, and only you can decide that. And so be okay with it. Here, poof, I grant you permission to make those decisions.
There you go. You've got it right from the NPod creator, the Jackal, and also the founder of the 2 Comma Club, creator of the 2 Comma Club. It later was sold to someone you might know, but nonetheless, take action with what Joshua shared with you. Apply it. And if you want to learn more, I encourage you, go check out what Josh, I mean, you can go on Amazon. You could see that Joshua's got all kinds of books available. But if you want to get like direct link, almost feel like you've got him as a guide to your side, then go to prosperityondemand.com. He built it kind of like being a guide directly on your side as well. It's almost like having him in your pocket, so to speak. So go to Prosperity on Demand.
Plus, there's a really cool on-demand video training series that you'll see if you sync up with what I'm doing there.
Absolutely. So take action. And Joshua, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Right back at you, man. Enjoy the rest of your interviews, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely. Seize the day. Take action. We'll see you on the next segment with one of our next guests, expert. You want to come back, go to growthtofreedom.com/300, growthtofreedom.com/300 for the full series, full segments. If you never want to miss an episode, of course, go to growthtofreedom.com/subscribe. And oh, by the way, do you know a founder, a CEO, an entrepreneur, a business owner that would love to get the value from these insights, this type of wisdom that Joshua has just made available? Make sure to tap him on the shoulder, share the link, share the resources. It's here for you right now. Take action. There you have it. You're just one breakthrough away from your next big breakthrough. And Joshua's just given you at least 5 or 6 strategies you can put in place right now. Seize the day. We'll see you on the next segment. Thanks for watching and listening. Thanks for listening to this episode of growthtofreedom.com. Are you struggling to get a steady flow of new clients every day, or maybe hit a plateau or hit a wall in growing your business? Well, let's help you solve this problem today. Let's review your business and have a conversation. You can do that for free today at breakthroughstrategycall.com. That's breakthroughstrategycall.com. In addition, if you're looking for a simple way to implement some of what we've been talking about in today's episode, then I want to encourage you to get our free small business toolkit. You can get that at activate.breakthrough3x.com. That's activate.breakthrough3x.com. If you'd like access to the special resources and all the show notes for this special episode, make sure to visit growthtofreedom.com.